Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
Here at Fields and Brown Barbershop, legacy means a lot. We're trying to fill big shoes left by my two uncles and my grandfather, where every haircut came with conversation and every customer left a little taller than when they walked in. The barbershop is about pride. It's about knowing your barber knows your name and your story. Come see us at Fields and Brown Barbershop, where tradition never goes out of style. 3 generations, 1 legacy, your barbershop.
Financial advisor Scott Beasley knows time spent with family is everything. As a founder of Beasley Wealth Management, his mission is to give clients the freedom to enjoy time with family without the burden of financial concerns. A local of Lawrenceburg, Scott deeply values building relationships with clients, ensuring they make informed decisions concerning asset management, tax planning, and retirement planning. Offering a free initial consultation, Beasley Wealth Management helps clients pursue their aspirations with confidence.
Banking made simple and convenient. At Builtwell Bank, we're here for you. Whether you're making a milestone purchase or saving for retirement, our dedicated financial team will walk with you every step of the way because we care. From personal banking accounts to making sure your business and commercial needs are met, we'll make sure you have a dedicated Builtwell banker that understands your unique needs and goals. Serving Lawrenceburg and Summertown. Come see us today. Member FDIC.
Fast, friendly, and reliable service is our promise to you because you're not just a customer, you're family. From multi-use linen to branded floor coverings and a complete range of cleaning supplies, C&B Linen is here to make sure you have everything you need. From our high-quality products to our fast, friendly, and reliable service, you'll experience the difference with C&B Linen because you're not just a client, you're part of our family. You'll be winning with C&B Linen.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network. Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
All right, welcome everybody here to X Sports Live, brought to you by C&B Linen. AJ Good, joined by Corey Rochelle and Michael Marks. And guys, a very eventful weekend at Augusta National, an eventful weekend in the world of college baseball, all of those things. And if you're outside in the sun like I was at Atlanta Motor Speedway or Echo Park Speedway for Monster Jam, a lot of sun.
Gotcha.
Got a lot of sun. I took one for the team. My son did not have a hat. So, we got there the first, 10 minutes we were out there. We weren't in the shade. There's not a lot of shade out there. And he was doing this, and I'm like, I just gave him my hat. So, because I had sunglasses on. So, there went my shade, and then I end up pretty burnt.
Yeah, you got a good tan.
Yeah, it felt pretty good. But good weekend for all of our teams, but big starts here tonight. All 3 of our area baseball teams in action. District play, a lot on the line. Mike, your team, Loretta, big one here tonight at home against Forest. Both teams kind of battling for that top spot there.
Yeah, right now the 3-1 in district play. The Mustangs at 4-2. This is pretty much one of those series where if you can get a sweep, you're in the driver's seat right now to host for the district tournament. Obviously, there's still some teams with 2 losses, like Summertown, still obviously very much in the running for it, but a start of a very big series tonight at Loretto.
Yeah, and Force has kind of been there at the top there for a while, but this Loretto team has really come on strong. Those 2 wins against Community kind of put them in the right spot and starting to find some things. The pitching's coming along. The offense is starting to find its way. Defense is shutting some doors, and this team might be kind of getting there at the right time.
Yeah, the real Mustangs problem was surprisingly games at home. They're 3-5 at home this season, but like you mentioned, the offense getting a little better. Definitely would like to see the defense and the pitching be a little better at home, giving up 5 runs a game at home versus only about 2 on the road. So if they can keep the Forest bats relatively quiet, I see no reason why the Mustangs shouldn't be able to walk out of this one with a win.
Yeah, looking at the standings, Forest is. See, Loretto's at 4-2.
Yes,
Coach T isn't updated.
I was about to say some of those are a little behind, but I have Loretto at 4-2, Summertown at 2-2, Forest at 3-1, Cascade at 3-3, and then Community at 0-4.
That's right. They're a little bit behind on everybody, but this is
This is a big series.
Big series.
Yeah. I'd say I mentioned it during a couple of broadcasts. 4 of the 5 teams in this district in the top 10 in the state in 2A. Yeah. You have Forest, Summertown, and Loretto all in that 7-10 range. Cascade was up at 4 last week, so definitely a very, very talented district.
Yeah, and you win this one tonight, which is big. You got Case and Springer on the bump, and you go 2 Forest with Mason Tidwell on the bump. You sweep it.
You got to feel really confident.
Yeah.
You
sweep it, and then that's it, right?
Yeah, this is your last district series. You're going to have to you play this out and let everybody else kind of figure everything else out, and hopefully you'll be playing the district tournament back at Gary Lamb Field.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the other side, if I can get the video to the other side, Summertown's back at home. They got Community's struggling this year, but Summertown, they can get a pair of wins. That puts them at 4-2, and then they get Forest next week.
Yes.
That can make things really interesting if both Loretto and Summertown are sitting there at 4-2 within the district.
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a fun matchup. Summertown on the upper end of the district in runs per game. Community's pitching hasn't been as dominant this year. This could be a potential big win for Summertown, but they do need to kind of be aware. Obviously, Community's record and district record aren't great, but they're a team that's played above their record all year. They're very sneaky, and they're honestly a couple of hits away in some games from being really, really competitive. They played Cascade and Forest both really close.
Yeah, and probably Jackson Benton on the mound for Summertown tonight. He was really good in his last start, which we're all watching. Right there against Cascade. Going to need him. They just don't need to toy around with this bunch. They just need to come out and shut the door.
Well, you can tell Bennett has gotten better as the starts have gone along, and that's really helped this Eagles team find their stride. And honestly, if their offense does what they normally do, this should be a Summertown win tonight.
And we go over, guys, to Lawrence County. Big one here tonight, taking on. And for the Wildcats, Corey, they get a win tonight. That puts them at 5-0. And I've said this, even though they're probably thinking something else. Franklin County's not bad. They're 11-8 overall. They're 3-1 within the district. They swept Marshall County, split with Giles County. Both of those games are actually 2-1 games. Lawrence County comes out, takes care of business tonight. That puts them at 5-0. All they got to really do is split these next 2 series with Franklin County and Marshall County. But hey, you come out tonight, you win. You go on the road, you win. Next thing you know, you're sitting there district champions because you have the tiebreaker against Tullahoma on the other side, and things are looking really good for the district tournament played at Tom Cruise Field for the first time since I've been here, and probably for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, they I was sitting there thinking when you're running through that, I know a lot of times the districts have the ability to set up kind of their own postseason and whatnot, and but I couldn't remember if Lawrence County, if our district is where if you win the district you host. I didn't know if that.
I'm pretty sure it is.
If that was the case.
Well, we've been at Tullahoma a lot because Tullahoma keeps winning.
Right. So that makes sense. But I mean, it's important to win the regular season. I know at one time in the district, if you ran the table in district season play, you automatically advanced to region play. Yeah. So. You're advancing through the tournament. But the importance of it is that you get to play at home. Mm-hmm. And in baseball, you guys know as well as I do, when you get to where, hey, when we're traveling to Tullahoma, day one, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Day two, maybe we're doing some.
Yeah.
We still got some energy. But when you start stretching out where you've been 3-4 times in a week, it wears you down. So playing at home is an advantage, and obviously Loretta would like to have the advantage. For Loretta or Summertown, either one.
Either or.
As long if one of them's hosting, it's an advantage for the other.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Wildcats. We talked about it last week. You know, when I was on here, and they can beat you multiple ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They really can. They can out hit you. They can beat you with pitching and defense. So yeah, they. Two, you've seen the games, but I also think, AJ, maybe the district's down a little bit.
Little bit. And the pitching is good, though. The top-end pitching. Everyone's ace pitcher is excellent. Tullahoma's got 2 guys throwing in the 90s, 2 righties. Lawrence County's got 2 lefties in high 80s and low 90s. Franklin County's best pitcher just had Tommy John surgery. So, and we don't know how they're going to play this tonight. Do they save their ace for when they go to Winchester tomorrow, or does he come out and take on Logan Mays tonight?
And that's kind of, I don't know if you guys see a trend in it, but I mean, that's something to think about. You know, whether or not do you just always use your guy on the road, or do you let him throw at home? You know, because it would be easy to say, hey, I'm going to take my number one on the road every time.
Right.
And as good as...
And do you want to do good on good? Like, you know, in college where you have your Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and your midweek guys.
That's right.
Baseball in high school, because you're only playing, except for the Christian schools who play 3-game series, you're only playing 2 games. So do you go good on good, or do you put your one against their 2?
You know, and you... Because the truth of it is that these games right now, while they matter, they don't matter.
Yeah.
Because at the end, you know, you're going to see our ace and whatnot. But in the games in the postseason, you don't know who you're going to get. Right. You don't know in what game you're going to get them. So while they mean something, they really don't.
Yeah.
You know, you can do more scouting offensively and whatnot. But in high school baseball, the timing of when you can put your guy on the mound is important.
Yeah, and Marshall County's got a couple really good, decent pitchers. You know, Franklin County, again, we don't know if we'll see their main guy tonight, or we're going to see him in Winchester. But, you know, you're going up against Braden Morrison, who's no slouch there. There's not much of a drop-off. Logan Mays, who's 2 strikeouts away for 150 in his career. You know, again, just a junior, more than likely he's shattering that 200, maybe 250. Who knows? Where we go from here? But you're right, Corey. There's kind of a lot of gamesmanship, but I think right now the way Lawrence County is going, it's okay. Logan's Monday, Braden's Tuesday, and then once you get in the tournament, it's okay. If you're
matchup,
if you're hosting and you don't play those first 2 games, and then you get this, I'm like, oh. Well, do you wait for Logan in the second game? Do you throw again? There's not much of a drop off, or do you throw Landon Bracey? Do you throw Jack Story out there? And save your best 40 back.
Well, that's the luxury you can have by winning. You know, by taking care of business throughout the season. It's just when you get to postseason play, you know, it's
a lot different.
It is a lot different. And again, you essentially are using your guy once a week, right? You know, so you know when it gets to postseason, they got to be looking at purely at matchups, and but the key is that you want to run the table, you want to be playing at home,
and starts tonight. You know, they kind of got a good wake up call Friday playing CPA, who's got D1 guys up and down the lineup. Outside of that kind of a rough first inning, they played them very even for the rest of the game. Defensively looked good. You know, a couple little mishaps here and there pitching wise, but offensively didn't strike out a ton. You know, I thought had put together some good at bats. Some guys had some clutch hits, and you know, Brooks Sturm taking on a high velocity guy, taking him over the fence. Outside of that rough first inning, they were just they were in that game. 8-3 doesn't really kind of tell the full story of that game.
And I feel like that was a good game for Lawrence County to show them that, yes, you're beatable, but listen, that's a dang good team, and you were with them for the other 6 innings. So I think that was actually a big loss for them if there is such a thing.
Well, it would. I think you said it just right. It's one of those games where you fought a heavyweight and he hit you squarely in the nose, but you didn't get knocked out.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know,
You
so it's
stayed on your feet. There wasn't even a standard 8 count.
Yeah, no.
Hey, and again, the key with Lawrence County is I think that we forget is that they're young. They still start
One
a lot
senior.
of sophomores.
Yeah.
Yes.
One senior.
They've played a lot of good teams this year. I will applaud Clint from outside of his district schedule.
Yeah.
They've played a lot of good teams.
Yeah.
Yep.
CPA, you're playing 2 7A schools in Alabama. You beat one of
Yeah.
almost run ruled them
Yeah.
over
Well,
here.
Even going to Hardin County.
Yeah.
Hardin County's probably they appeared the game I watched to be
Yeah.
down a little bit, but Hardin County
They're still good.
traditionally
Yeah.
Yeah.
has great teams.
And then you went after that and played Lexington, who's probably the best team in that district
Yeah.
right
So-
now.
So you got a 10-1 win over a very good Columbia Central team as well.
Where they dominated.
Yeah.
Start to finish, even though I think that that kid that's going to Georgia Southern's probably going to replay every time that I talked and bragged about Marshall taking 2 sweeping Georgia Southern. He's going to play that on repeat when he goes. Just a little. Speaking of sweeps, guys, just when we thought the Vols were dead and out of it, they go to Mississippi State, top 10 team, and take care of business against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, this was a series that I told myself I was not going to watch because I've done the same thing the last 3 or 4 weeks. You watch the first 7 innings, they're up 5-2. They take the starter out, put the bullpen in, and it completely falls apart. And it finally didn't happen this week. I would say you bring Cam Appenzeller, the freshman, in on Friday night. Was lights out. Brandon Arvidsson, one of your older guys, bring him out on Saturday night. He was lights out. And then you had such a good start on Sunday from Evan Blanco and was able to build up a big lead that it was going to be hard for the bullpen to blow that one.
Well, college baseball just not crazy.
But in such a beautiful way.
It is.
Yeah.
I know. That's what, because I'm like the same thing. I love it. Now the Vols have they're a little more volatile this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Right.
Yeah.
They still have a lot of power. When they get hot with a bat,
Yeah.
they can hang up a bunch of runs, but I don't think they're as solid as they have been in
Right,
the past. I
right.
don't think they've got as many dudes
Yeah.
sitting in the dugout that they can just set somebody down and put somebody in there.
Yep.
So I think they're down a little bit, but at the same time too, there's probably a half a dozen teams in the SEC that can win the College World Series.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the list. They've got, Georgia's top 10 or top 5. They're at 11-4. They're 29-8. You got 3 teams. I'm just going to put Texas in 9-6. More than likely, they're going to get swept by A&M. You got Texas A&M of Florida 9-6. Bama, Ole Miss, Auburn, and Arkansas 8-7. Mississippi State, Kentucky, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt at 7-8, and LSU below them at 6-9.
Yeah. I would say you have LSU right now, who's the defending national champions, is 14th in the conference.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, like you mentioned, I mean, there could honestly be a dozen teams from the SEC that could make it to Omaha. I mean, it's tough.
How many they play? Is it a 30-game schedule?
Yes.
The regular season winner probably win 18 games.
I would say somewhere in the 18 to 22 mark is usually where they sit. This year will probably be a little bit closer to 18.
Yeah.
Because there's not a whole lot of sweeps anymore. You see, I mean, I would say that sweep for Tennessee was their first top 10 road sweep since 2022 when they played Vanderbilt. I mean, it's been a while, even for a team as dominant as Tennessee.
Yeah. They again, but they all look the same. I mean, that's what blows my mind about college baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the fact that if you're a Tennessee fan, you know what kids look like throwing, and when they get in the box, what they look like. But if you just put all the different teams in different uniforms, and stuff, every one of them look the same to me now.
Looks like minor league baseball.
They
teams.
do.
Yeah.
That's exactly my point. It is the college baseball is good, and again, we obviously focus on the SEC because that's where we live and whatnot. And I do think that for the most part, the baseball is probably a notch above. Not to say that the other conferences don't have great teams, because they do, but week in and week out, I mean, it's no different than a major league team working through their schedule because the best team in the big leagues can roll into the worst team in the big leagues
And get swept.
and
Right.
lose.
Absolutely.
And it can happen in
happened a
SEC
lot.
college baseball.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think it's great. I mean, to watch, it's great fun to watch. But as far as figuring out who's going to get to postseason and who's going to be playing, who knows?
Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah,
That's
there
exactly
were two home teams that won the series this weekend. It was dominated on the road. You had Florida winning at Georgia, Arkansas sweeping Bama, who was probably the hottest team in the SEC. I mean, it's fun stuff going on.
Because think about this. Here's what I think about. I was thinking about this. I don't know. I think it was when Tennessee was playing LSU. I was watching those guys come in. They're rotating pitchers, and this guy's throwing 95 and 97. You know,
Yeah.
like all their stuff looks good. But you think about pitching in the SEC. Skeens dominated,
Yep.
but he's dominating at the big league level.
Yep.
Every guy that's come through, let's say in the last 10 years at the SEC level that was dominant
Yep.
at the SEC, they're pretty much doing it
Right.
in big leagues.
Right.
Yeah.
So my point is that it's no different than like AJ, when you just said it's like playing minor league ball. That's exactly what it's like.
Yeah. And I saw someone was talking about like, you know, the gap between the pro and college level as wide. And I'm like, what have you been
I was about to say, I feel like those two people
Like,
don't
how-
watch college baseball
how
at
many
all.
of these guys, like, if that's the case, then why are they literally dropping some of the guys we watch in the College World Series straight into Double A?
Yeah,
Or how many, like Christian Moore's a great example. He only spent like what
a couple
a
of
year and a half,
give or
with
take.
that in the minors before he's up at the big leagues.
You're talking about a high school kid that stayed a year in the
Yeah.
minor leagues and now he's in the big leagues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how long was Christian Moore?
So
at
not
Tennessee?
only does that tell you,
He had to spend 3 years there, so he was
but,
21.
but then he they literally
Yeah.
sent him straight to.
I would say he got
Yeah.
drafted, played like a week of rookie ball, and then went to
straight
Rocket
to
City.
Huntsville.
Yeah.
was great, and now he's up at the big leagues year and a half later. But there's
Well, I
it's
get
not
he
just
came through
him.
during COVID, but Garrett
Yeah.
Crochet, that came from Tennessee, did not pitch in the minor leagues once. His first ever pro appearance was in the big leagues with the White Sox.
really.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned it. Some of these top guys you're seeing right now in the big leagues were really good pitchers in college, and I think, obviously, with NIL, I think college is going to become a lot more appealing offer to some of these guys because you're getting in there, and it's pretty much minor leagues.
And if you prove yourself, they don't drop you. You know, no
No.
offense to Greenville, South Carolina, but they're not dropping you with the Augusta Green Jackets and
Yeah.
Greenville Drive. You're going down the Bradenton, Florida, or Fort Lauderdale, and then next thing you know, you're in the Southern League. You're in Chattanooga, and then you're going over to where all the 5 million places they have AAA now. Like if you're good enough. And you're at that top level, and you've proved it. You know, Jack Caligni.
Yes.
He went less than a year
Yeah,
in the
well,
minors, and he's up in the big
Dylan
leagues.
Cruz.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dylan Cruz
yes.
played. But
Yeah.
Say,
I would
Yeah.
argue that Dylan Cruz,
Yeah.
Wyatt Langford,
Yep.
all that
Right.
same Wyatt
Yeah.
Wyatt Langford didn't play long.
Yeah.
But I would seriously, I think that was purely just hey, go down there and play, get your feet wet with the wood bat, learn a little
Yeah.
bit about how you the travel
Learn-
and stuff.
learn how- yeah.
You're ready to come.
Yes.
Just go take a bath.
And so,
pretty much.
and the popularity of the sports going through the roof right now. So when I was watching, it wasn't a podcast. I watched like just one of those shorts off one of the YouTube shows, and they're like, you know, the gap is widened in between. Dude, what in the world are you?
Yeah,
watching?
I about to say the best players from college are like you mentioned. They get sent straight to Double A or straight to
Especially
Triple A.
hitters.
Yes,
Especially hitting.
if you can hit the baseball.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, the reason being is because they may not a 22-year-old kid may not be as sharp
Yeah.
as a guy that's been in the big leagues for a while, but he's still throwing it at 98.
Yeah. And you can,
And he's still got movement.
And there's the, you know, they always have that initial, they come in, the first 4 or 5 starts, or that hitter, that
They
first
strike
week
out
or
every-
two,
Yeah.
they'll come out on fire. And then, the same with the pitchers, like with Skeens, they'll come out on fire. But then the real maturing you see is like, okay, when the hitters and the pitchers figure you out,
That's right.
how do you adjust?
Yeah,
to it?
when they find your holes, how do
Yeah.
you fill them?
Yeah, it's like with Skeens. That first start on opening day, awful.
right. Awful.
He's been great ever since.
That's right. Yeah.
So
Went back to
he
the lab,
figured
got to work.
figure some things out, and he's been fine ever since.
Yeah.
That's, when you play, that's what makes, I know a lot of people get on, they think the 162 game schedule's too long, but in all reality,
It's a mind game.
It's a mind game, and if you do it like the Skeens, you do it like the top guys do, because you're constantly adjusting and you continue to rise and you're making those great adjustments.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, that's
there.
the thing. You can have a great first week of the season and then completely fall off the face of the earth. We see that happen just as much.
Yeah.
Well, it's baseball is, to me, baseball's a play, again, I'm kind of old school, but baseball's a sport you play every day.
Yes.
That's the way I just see it.
Yeah.
Hey, we go
Yeah.
play today.
And it's the ultimate test of endurance. It really is.
Yeah.
Football you play once a week, but hockey, basketball you play twice a
maybe
week,
3 times.
Yeah.
But this sport, man,
You're playing 6 days a week on a slow week. Yeah.
Well,
every
you're
day.
not draining your body every
Yeah.
game.
Right.
No.
So you now imagine at the same time, because I think I've thought about this, and I talked to Daniel Ugla one time. We were talking about it because I asked him a question a long time ago. I said, when it's August
Yeah.
and it's hot, and you're playing for the Marlins, and you're 35 games out, and you got hit by a pitch yesterday at 98, and you can't get. I said, how do you stay motivated? And he said, well, he said for a long time, he said your first few years you do.
Yeah.
It's not hard to be motivated because you're playing baseball.
Yeah.
Look at all these parks, and what
But
he
you
said.
go to year 7 and 8. That's when it wears.
But he said, and at this time he was with Atlanta, and he had been there a little bit, and he did say, he said, listen, the guys on teams that by All-Star break they're
out
done.
of it. You're out of it. Yeah.
He said, seriously, they motivate themselves for contract, different stuff like that.
Right.
But he said, I'll be honest with you, when you've been hit 2 or 3 days in a row by a pitch and you've had a bad hop or something, he said, you wake up every morning, you feel like you've been beat with a bat, and you're going to go. He said, I'll be honest, it's pretty miserable.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
baseball's a game you play every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I love it. Because today, seriously, and you would see it, and we see it at professional level. You see it in college, even though college is a weekend series. It goes back to over 162 games.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's still going to be 50-60% of the teams are still going to be in the mix.
Yeah.
Because each and every day anybody can win.
With the Braves in 2021, at the trade deadline, they were out of it. And then next thing you know, make a couple trades, put a couple good guys into the lineup, and boom.
And they beat Houston in 5 or 6 games
Yeah.
for the World Series.
And looked really good in the process.
Yeah.
doing it. The Marlins in 03, the Marlins in 97 were under 500 at the All-Star break, caught fire, won
two World Series. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But speaking of catching fire, Corey, which is why you're here and you're joining us, Rory McIlroy. Saturday lost the lead. I feel like I was bad. I was the bad luck charm because I didn't get the chance to watch much of it at all. I come back from UT Southern's game. I turn it on. He's making the turn there on the back nine, and it kind of starts to fall apart. And he gets caught. Cameron Young catches him. Burns is right on his tail. Justin Rose, everyone was it was wild. It was either everyone was making birdies together or everyone was bogeying together.
Yeah.
All on different parts of the course. And then, he's tied. He has a lead, loses it, then goes to the back nine and just turns it on.
This Masters was it was really unique. It reminded me of whenever I was a kid, the late 80s and through the 90s, where during those years I can remember watching where the leaderboard at the time would always be, the majority. If the leaderboard shows 10 or 12 guys' names on there, 8 of them were people you knew.
Right.
It was like the top players at the time. Well, this Master was the same way. I mean, it was the top, the top players at the
Scheffler
time.
was in there.
Yeah, I mean, so the leaderboard was great. I told y'all the other day Rory might win. Yeah,
You're
because
right.
the pressure was off of him, and I think the most impressive thing was I don't think he played very good.
No.
I'm with you. How many
Saturday and Sunday was.
How many
drove
tee shots
it.
did he
drove
put
it
into the woods?
He drove it awful.
Yeah.
All right, so he drove it terrible. Now he typically driving the ball is his strength.
Yeah.
Chipping, putting, wedging it. That's kind of. So he drove it terrible, but he chipped and putted well.
Yes.
But he won. He won this year 100% because he won last year.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
Because he has played so much better there in years past and not
lost.
win.
yeah.
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 He won this year with, I believe, a B- game.
Yeah.
Seriously,
It
that
was
because
like one of the par fives. Every single one of his tee shots went into the woods.
Yeah,
That's
13.
unreal. And he birdied it all
he
four
had some good.
rounds.
Listen, he had
Yeah.
some good breaks. But the cool thing about it was, on Sunday, yesterday, this weekend we were busy and had a lot of stuff. My grandson was playing baseball, but Saturday night I started watching it late, and I watched every shot. And Saturday, it was on. You could see it coming. All right,
Yeah.
he got off to he got off, and then when he started coming, guys were making birdies. It's Saturday.
Yeah.
Hey, we can run him down, and they caught up.
Yeah.
Yesterday was interesting because every time you seen a guy make 2 or 3 birdies and his name moved to the top,
Yeah.
or he knows he's tied or with one, what happened? They'd make a mistake.
Yep.
Right.
And then when Rory made his mistake early, and then when he got to the back, when he got to the top, when he hit the shot on 12, I said it's over.
Yeah.
He's won the golf tournament.
Yep.
But it's hard to win.
Yeah.
Golly,
I would say, look at him last year.
It's hard to win. Listen, it's hard to win a regular tour event.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's hard to win. They don't. I'm sure they don't are not a sponsor anymore. But it's hard to win the Hooters Invitational.
Yes.
Much less try to win the Masters.
Because everybody in the world, even people that don't care about golf, are sitting home on Sunday afternoon
Well,
watching you.
Right. But not only that, there's so much into it. It's not only the Masters, and it's not only a major, and it's not only the most iconic people who, like you said, people who don't play golf know it.
Yeah.
So it's the most elevated golf tournament that there is, but it's also really hard.
It's super.
It's
And
a
it
tough.
exposes you.
Yeah.
That's the thing about that golf course
Yeah.
down there. You can see guys that are playing well go in there and they make it look easy.
Yeah.
Well, at that level, they are that accurate.
Yeah.
They can
Yeah.
do that. But if you're not, it exposes you. Like
Right.
Bryson DeChambeau,
Yeah.
it exposed him.
Major.
And throughout the years, it does that. But it is so hard. And when they're trying to win with the pressure's on, it
Yeah.
can just be honest with
Yeah.
you, it can make
Well,
guys look silly.
I saw it on Saturday. Young he ties Rory.
Yep.
And he was a group ahead of him, or two
Yes,
groups
yeah.
might have been ahead of Rory.
Yeah.
And he takes that, or he ties him, or I think Rory went the 10 under, he went to 11. So he's going to that par 5 15th, and I'm like, you got to set up your shot. Some guys like to drive in 2,
Yeah.
and then his approach shot is short, rolls into the water.
Yep.
He ends up saving bogey on that hole with a really good putt. But every time I've watched this tournament so much to know, you have to score on the par 5.
That's it.
And most
That's
of those
exactly
par
right.
is it? There's 3 par 5s or 4?
Four.
There's 4, and then 3 of them on the back nine.
2 of them.
Two of them. Okay.
Number
okay.
2 and 8 on the front.
Yeah,
and
12
then 13
and,
and 13 and 15.
and
Yeah.
you have to score on
Yeah.
those par 5s, especially 15, because you got to hit it over. But once you get
Yeah.
it over,
Well, see, to me,
those are all makeable putts.
So to me, 2, 8, and 13
Yeah.
are the easy ones. Now, I mean, again,
Yeah.
who am I? I'm saying, but at the same time,
Yeah.
2, you got to make birdie on 2.
Yeah.
8's the same way. You got to make birdie.
Yeah.
13, you need to make birdie.
For real.
15, to me, you can play 15 a little cautious because early in the week, this week it was dry down there.
Yeah.
There were guys that were landing the ball on the green, and they were going in the pond back there by 16.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I get 15,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you've got to make birdies on the par 5s.
Yeah, I have to.
You 100% have
Yeah.
to. But Rory, listen, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Like I said last week, you may win. I was telling my wife last night when we were watching, he very well may have a 2 or 3 year little run where he wins. Say it's 3 years
Yeah.
where there's 12 majors played in 3 years. He could win 4 or 5 majors.
not?
And,
Yeah.
he could.
And I'm looking at the list of the all-time major winners right now, and he's tied for 12th with Lee Trevino, Nick Faldo, and Phil Mickelson.
Yep.
He's the only one in that group of 6 that's won all 4. I mean, I know he's only got 6, but he in this 2 to 3 year stretch, I wouldn't be shocked if he hits double digits and gets around Walter, which puts you in a class with Walter Hagen, Tiger Woods, and Jack Nicklaus. And I'm looking at all of these great players. Like Tom Watson's got 8 majors, never won the PGA. Was it Phil? He's got 6, never won the U.S. Open. Nick Faldo never won the U.S. Open or the PGA. Yeah. Arnold Palmer never won the PGA. Sam Snead never won the U.S. Open. And Bobby, there wasn't this thing as the Masters when Bobby Jones was playing, so I'll give him the same with Harry Vardon.
But they counted. So in his era, they counted the U.S. Amateur, and they counted the British Open is obviously was then too, but they also counted the British Am back then. So it was the British Open and the British Am.
Yeah. So Byron Nelson never won the British Open.
It just tells you how hard it is.
Really
6
hard.
guys in the history of the game have won all 4.
Yeah.
6.
And it's there's Harry Vardon, 6-time Open winner, and there's John Henry Tate. Well, again, 1894 to 1913, but like all these guys have won all these British Opens, but there's a lot of guys.
How many guys on there? How many guys have won double-digit majors?
3. You got Hagen, who never won the Masters,
and Tiger and Jack.
Yeah, but I don't think the Masters was a thing when Hagen.
It started in 1935.
So he said his winning span was 1914 to 1929.
Right.
So right before runs right up to.
I don't know when he retired. I don't know. I just know that.
I mean, he never really he never was in the era. That wasn't in his era.
Yeah. So, but I mean, again, just 3 guys have won double digits, and I mean, some of the greats. Like you have to. Did we put him? I mean, again, he's tied for 12th, but do you put him like top 10 golfers of all time?
Rory?
Yeah, he's got to be. I mean, he's won a 6th and won all 4 majors.
He's 100. He's the best. I'll say that he's in my opinion. Yeah. He's the best European player that's ever been.
Yeah.
He's
no doubt. Yeah.
I think you could have said Nick Faldo, Seve. Some guys, but I think Rory
Faldo only won 3 Masters and 3 Opens.
Yeah, he won right. Yeah. But I think I seriously think Nick Faldo would say Rory's the best European.
Yeah.
So I think he's a top 10 player in the world. I mean of all time.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm with you there. It's
and the cool thing is he's exciting because he does a lot of dumb stuff.
Yeah.
He does.
Well, I'm gonna say, like I mentioned, watching last year, you're just like, oh my gosh, what are you doing?
I'm being serious. As great as he is.
Yeah.
Now I will say this. I was watching it yesterday, and I was, of course, I'm a golfer, and I watch it. He started doing something yesterday, starting on 13. He started going faster. Again, this is just purely ifs. But starting on 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and even 18, he started playing faster.
Yeah.
It was like, I got to get to the house. I got to get this done. I got to get the win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was going fast. Now, again, Rory has a tendency to, listen, he hits the golf ball as far as anybody that plays.
Yeah.
He's kind of wild with it at times. And he does. He makes a lot of, because he's so talented and he thinks he can hit any shot, he makes a lot of bad decisions, which leads to a lot of dumb. Did you sit over right? Exactly. Did you sit over the weekend where Jack told him no more blank bogeys or no more blank double bogeys?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the greatness of it. It's exciting. That's why he gets eyeballs. He's a global superstar.
And you said it right. Last year was so big for this year because he's already been in that soup. He's already been in that and there's no panic. Okay, well, I put my tee shot in the woods. Well, I did this a lot last year.
Yeah. The thing about it is, I don't know what it would be like to play sport when you're at this level. Yeah. He has seriously got to the point to where no matter what he wins, it's just more of them.
Yeah. Right.
Does that make sense?
He's got it all.
Won all of them. Now, what can you say now? Okay, he has 2 Masters now. He won last year. He won the Grand Slam. He got them all, or he got a career Grand Slam. Well, if he goes to the PGA in the next month and he wins it, you're going to say, well, now he has 3 PGAs.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
He has gotten there. It's just he's stacking it on.
Yeah.
Well, and this is the first
So-
back-to-back Masters winner in almost 25 years. It was Tiger.
That's right.
2002.
So my point is that to be able to play sport
Yeah.
at that level,
And keep
Yeah.
it
to
up.
where at the end of the day, all I'm doing is just adding on top of it.
Yeah.
Holy
Well,
cow!
I would say what a stress-free kind of environment. So I've already won it all. It's just now I'm just winning more.
Right.
I was watching there's a couple documentaries about the Tiger Slam,
Mm-hmm.
and you're talking about how hard it is to win. Like, Tiger only dominated one of those tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Like he dominated the U.S. Open at Pebble Beach, but he did kind of dominate the Open. Duvall got kind of close to him there at St. Andrews, but the final round he just put the pedal to the metal.
That's right.
Didn't put one shot in the bunker at St. Andrews.
Sure did.
Which is
Wow.
That's exactly right.
incredible. But then the PGA, Bob May, little 5'9" Bob
Yep.
May, took him to the playoff, and then the Masters. It was neck and neck going down to those final couple holes there at the Masters.
Yep. Well, and again, that's a different athlete.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That there's a different drive
Yeah.
that they have that.
I'm about to say they got something in their brain that
we didn't grow
yeah,
up with.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I feel like I'm as competitive as anybody. And if it doesn't matter what it is. If we go out here and we're trying to catch the biggest fish in the pond back here, I'm competitive.
Yep.
But that they have a different level of drive,
Right.
And to be honest with you, I think Rory. I said it the other day, and I said it again. Rory has a chance to, because he doesn't have to worry.
Right.
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 He's not chasing anything anymore.
Right.
And when he felt like, I genuinely think he felt like he had to win last year.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if I don't win this, it's ruined. It's such a stain on my
Yeah.
career that if I don't get it done, and now that he has, and it's.
Well, it's like you see that sports team. I know I do a lot of comparisons, but the 2016 Cubs,
Yep.
it wasn't pretty. The World Series was
No.
a mess
Yeah.
of a series, but then you see little things where they just didn't panic, and then Game 7 was wild. But once they got over the hump, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
That's right. That's exactly right.
It's you
Yeah.
did it. You finally did it. It's not pretty, but this is sports. They're trying to win it too. Everyone else on the course is trying to win it too. This isn't easy.
You know what's crazy is, and I don't even know what you call it, but the stigma that follows people or teams or in a in a rivalry game,
Yeah.
anytime, or if it's a major, let's just say it's a major league series. How many times have you ever seen where a traditionally bad team? We'll take the Rockies.
Yeah.
I like the Rockies,
Yeah.
believe it or not, because I was a Todd Helton fan.
Yep.
I knew Todd Helton when I was at UTR. I didn't know him. We met, and he was a super nice guy. So I thought I was always a Todd Helton fan. So, but let's just say there's always sometimes a team or a person that just doesn't match up well with you.
Yeah.
So the stigma that hangs a lot of times over, again, individuals
Yeah.
or teams or whatever the case may be, is a powerful thing.
Greg Norman.
Greg Norman,
Greatest
right.
golf example
yeah.
of that is Greg Norman.
Right. I mean, so being able to, for any athlete to just remove the one thing, in golf, I call them demons. All right? I mean, when I'm playing golf, I have demons. I played. When you hit as many bad shots as I had, they just show back up in your mind. No matter how good you're playing, you'd be rolling around, and you get there and you think, 25 years ago I hooked it out of bounds here. Why did I just think that?
Yeah.
My point is that is so powerful, and to be able to play at any level with all that going, because basically you have in golf, you could say they've achieved.
Yeah.
They really have.
And then there's guys like John Daly who just do not care and have won 2 majors.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
do not care.
They just ran into them. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Ninth alternate, didn't even play one warm-up
Oblivious
round.
to what's going on.
Yep.
Just walk.
happy to be there,
and
out
just
playing.
gripping and ripping it,
Yeah.
and then he goes to the Open a few years later, like just wasn't a big deal to him. But then like Rory, it's everything. To Tiger,
everything.
it's everything. The jacket was everything.
Well, you can
And
tell
and
just
it's got to be a frustrating to Greg
Scotty,
Norton
like Scotty.
and like Scotty Scheffler to know that John Daly, that guy, could care less about winning this, has walked on this course.
That's
playing.
well, and you
Exactly
can just
right.
tell watching Rory in interviews from 2 years ago versus now. He just seems like just as cool as can be now.
Yeah.
Like,
Well-
like he's like you mentioned, he's got all that stuff. You know, the demons, like you call them, they're gone.
Yeah. Well, again, when you have something there, we can't even identify. Even though, I mean, listen, we've all played sport, but when you're at that level and you have something that you want to achieve so bad, and you've been so close,
Yeah.
and it's still hanging on you, it's a knife that just never gets pulled out. You know, and until it gets pulled out,
Yeah.
it hurts, and that's all you think about.
Yeah.
And think about going to whoever it may be. It could be. We'll just do it as much as here. If one of the two of the three teams, local teams, are playing each other, and one wants to beat the other one so bad that they can, because of the desire to beat the other one so bad, they can't go play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, a game well enough to play, even though they're plenty good because of the stress. That's what he lived. That's what he's been fighting for
Yeah.
14, 15 years.
And then once you get over the hump, it's like, all right, I always think of how close Alex Ovechkin got with Washington, and then like Pittsburgh would always get in their way, or Sunday he would stumble down the stretch, and then he finally wins a Stanley Cup. And I don't think anyone has partied as hard as Alex Ovechkin and the Capitals did after they won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
yeah.
think anyone's partied as hard as those guys. But guys, another fun show here today. It's always good to talk golf.
Yeah.
Corey's going to be here every major. We're going
Yeah.
to break you out every major.
All right.
And whenever you want to come on, always welcome to have you. So for Corey Rochelle and for Michael Marks, I'm AJ Good. See you guys tomorrow. We're going to recap everything that happened in the world of local sports coming up again tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.